We are live. Rick Kamla and Steve Alexander. He's Dr. A, FSWA Hall of Famer. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's got the plaque over his left shoulder. Tell the people what's up, man. Doc, let's get into this, bro. How you doing, dude? It was a nice little Wednesday night in the NBA. A lot of good stuff to talk about.
I see you're wearing a Lakers jersey. There was a movie out in the 80s when I was in high school. When I was in high school, it was called To Live and Die in LA. And tonight, LA kind of died all the way around.
Dude, they let go of the road pretty good, don't they?
Both teams, the Clippers and the Lakers, I look up, they're both down by 39 points. They're scoring, they have like 45 points in the third quarter. Like, what is happening?
The city of LA. Can you imagine sports talk radio tomorrow? Get him out of here. Run him out of here.
Oh, it's going to be bad.
The Lakers, they let go of the road pretty good. They're pretty good at that, man. So, all right, an initial vibe from Doc. We always love to get that. So, we are going to, in a little bit, get into all of these Wednesday games, okay? We've got to tell you about our awesome sponsor, Bet Online. They continue to be the world's most trusted betting platform, your number one source for online betting. Let those words bing around your brain like a ping pong ball, okay? From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to monetize games as they happen, all right? We've got the point spread and the total before the game. It literally moves and they update it throughout the game. So you get a chance to be like, yo, I know more than the book knows right now. Boom, you pounce on a vibe, you pounce on a pattern, and you try to capitalize on that during the game. BetOnline gives you that opportunity. They've got the largest selection of odds, everything from football, pro, and college, NBA, college basketball, NHL, and UFC. Go to BetOnline today. Don't forget to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. You're welcome. BetOnline, the game starts here. All right. Doc, let's get into the magic man of the night here on Wednesday. Who you got?
How about you go first? Because I forgot about it and was not prepared.
Doc, you're the man. Okay, so take a minute to get this right. Okay, since I'm going LeBron. Pardon me. The reason I'm going with LeBron is because we had a question the other night. Remember, from one of our great audience members about LeBron. What's wrong with LeBron? Is he slumping? Does he suck? It's father time kicking his butt, right? Because in 4 of the last 5 games, Bron was below 20 points. In the previous game, an absolute mauling at Minnesota. So it's now back-to-back blowout losses for LAL. LeBron had 10, 8, and 4, no blocks, no steals, no threes. He went 4 consecutive games without a 3. And it was 13. It was 0 for 19. Oh, what is that, right? Okay, so LeBron James, and we talked about this, and I'm just always going to bet on LeBron until he proves otherwise, okay? When he starts to actually show the, the dilapidation and like we saw in Paul Pierce, like we saw in Dirk Nowitzki, like we saw in Kevin Garnett. Like we haven't seen that yet from LeBron James, okay? Until I see that, I'm going to keep rocking with this guy is going to be like at least 24/7 and 7. So, Doc, he had a goodie line tonight, and I'm excited about it. That's why I'm wearing the jersey here tonight. He's on my squad in the Cam Dynasty, and tonight he went 29, 5, and 8, okay? Boom, LeBron style. And that's like early Cleveland LeBron style, okay? Like that's a full LeBron line. He had a block, he had a 3. Hey, Doc, it should be like celebration streamers going off here that he hit a 3 ball. LeBron James hit a 3, Doc. 0 for 19 coming into this game. He's my magic man, the great LeBron James.
Anthony Davis could not make a shot in that game. We're going to talk about that more. The Lakers were absolutely embarrassed. Like we talked about off the air, like what is Los Angeles radio going to be like tomorrow after this Clippers and Lakers performance tonight? It's not going to be pretty. My magic man, Franz Wagner, 35 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 3. not a lot of goodies. Only 1 of 6 from downtown. I may have had him over 1.5 3-pointers, buzzkill. But man, he scored 35 tonight, 30 against the Knicks on Tuesday, against the Knicks, who stifled him with Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart and OG Anunoby. They've won 7 of their last 8 games. He's scored 30 in 4 of his last 7, I believe. Franz Wagner is carrying this Magic team, and they got a tough 106-102 win over the Sixers, like at Philly tonight. Like, Orlando's really good, and Franz Wagner is the reason why. And I'm not even that scared that Paulo Banchero is going to slow him down. Muted.
Dang, second time tonight. Bro, I'm like Harden on a 7 turnover night tonight, right? But I got goodies. I mean, I'm like flirting with a triple double, but yeah,
Harden's not.
What's that?
James Harden is not.
That's Steve Alexander, FSWA Hall of Famer. I am Rick Kamla. So, Doc, let's move on here. I have Franz as my other option tonight, Doc. Like, if you were going to go first and I was going to like pivot off of that. I mean, I just, Franz Wagner's been absolutely amazing. But, tonight it's 35. It's, the 7 and the 2 and the block and the 3. Okay, he can do all of that stuff with Paulo Banchero. But the 29s, the 28s, the 35s, the 33s, he's still going to do them. I just don't think he's going to do them as frequently when Paulo Banchero comes back. But, I mean, enjoy the rise of Franz, man. He's absolutely an all-star. And like we said, at times he's been MVP good. Okay. Tonight he was MVP good. They get a win on the road. He has a fat stat line. That's MVP type of stuff. Let's get into some games here, Doc. Detroit at Boston. Celtics win this game 130-120 at home. Entertaining game. Detroit was in this game. No Jason Tatum, probably a rest game. And they probably had to steal his jersey and his shoes and his socks from him, to keep him from playing, because Tatum's really not a load management guy. Jaylen Brown was like, cool, I got this. 28, 6, and 9, 3 steals. One of my absolute favorite players in the league. He's a complete badass. He's rocked up. He can lift TD Garden, okay? And then you have Kristaps Porzingis, Doc, really shot up tonight and had a really magnificent game. 26 and 9, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 3 threes from Porzingis. And just another example, Doc. Look, it's just sort of doubling down and tripling down on what we already know. This team is so freaking good. And I know you're on an OKC thing. I think OKC is going to be in the NBA Finals, but I do not think they're going to beat the Boston Celtics. I think it's Celtics over OKC in the Finals. But take me wherever you want to go here on Detroit at Boston.
Well, we've had a tough year here at the Alexander house. My wife broke her shoulder. I've got a pretty serious illness. My daughters are both going through some stuff, but we have this little dude, the 17-year-old Soren, and he has no issues. He just goes to school, does his thing, goes and plays basketball every day, and he's cool. My wife is like, wrap him in bubble wrap until this year's over. Like, let's make sure nothing happens to him before this year's over. That's Kristaps Porzingis, dude. The Celtics should wrap him in bubble wrap and make sure that he doesn't hurt himself, because that's what he does. He hurts himself every year. And like, this line is great. Like, this line makes me sad that I didn't have more faith in Porzingis this year, but he makes me nervous every time he's on the court. Like, they need to keep him healthy for the playoffs. Surprised that he came back as early as he did. I'm surprised they're giving him 29 minutes. It's just surprising to me. But so far, so good. Keep it going, Kristaps. Stay healthy, bro.
I agree with all that, Doc, and God bless your family as you deal with the issues that are going on, man. And Doc, we love you and we got you every step of the way. Anything you need from us, me and Andre, we're here. Andre, being our great producer, Andre Lemouche. I'm Rick Kamla. That's Steve Alexander, a.k.a. Dr. A, FSWA Hall of Famer. Deep League alert, Marcus Sasser. Keep your eye on him. I'm particularly excited about this because I have Sasser in 30 deep, and I've had to just bench him. But I learned last year not to just churn and burn dudes. Like, if you know that with playing time, they're going to hit, then hold on and ride it out until they get playing time. And he's on the fringe of the rotation right now. You know, Cade is healthy and Ivy is healthy. Cade flirted with a triple-double tonight. He's just magnificent. But just keep your eye on Sasser if you're in really, really deep leagues, okay? He's gone 22-0, 12-0, 12 tonight, okay? So just keep your eye on him. It seems like he's rising in JB Bickerstaff's rotation right now.
The minutes, his last 5 games, 27, 1, 26, 6, 19. Like, every time I use or try to stream or try to use him in DFS, he plays 1 or 6 minutes. And then on nights when I don't mess with him because he pissed me off, he comes in and plays 19 minutes and hits 5 shots and two triples. Like, I can't get my head around the Marcus Sasser experience. I don't like it.
I hear you. I'm just going deep here, right? And I just, you know, we talk about the things that hit us and trigger us and tickle us. And Marcus Sasser, I want more. I do want more.
Also,
if you are
good job, Tobias Harris. You know, I'm not
dude,
a Tobias
have
Harris
you woken up? Have you woken up here on Tobias Harris? Whoa, who are we? It was Sohan and Tobias Harris the other night. We debated this, and I said, I'm going with Tobias Harris, man. It's the 3 balls. It's a huge separation with him and Sohan in the 3-ball category. And Tobias Harris freaking went nuts tonight.
27 points, 6 triples, 2 steals, a block. I mean, what can I say? He's trying to prove me wrong. And Detroit's won 9 games. I mean, this is not like last year where they're just out there playing for ping pong balls. Like, they're actually competing. And they hung in there with Boston tonight. Like, Boston was a little scared. They outscored Boston 32-27 in the 4th quarter. And Tobias Harris is balling for the Pistons. Maybe I'm wrong. Time will tell.
Time will tell. Time will tell. What I know is that Ivica Zubac was better than DeAndre Ayton last night. That's what I know, baby. That's all I know right now.
And I went all in on Zubac tonight. Bad idea.
Sorry he did not comply with your plan, Doc. It was all about targeting the low motor that is DeAndre Ayton, and that was going to benefit Ivica Zubac. But, Doc, tonight we had the Pacers at the Brooklyn Nets. And let's get back to a trend that you brought to light here on Fantasy NBA to the Ethos After Dark a couple of nights ago, that Tyrese Halliburton on the road has been pitiful, and at home he's been very, very good. And it's like a stark contrast. It's like 2 different players in the same body, home and away. And he had the really fat road game. I believe that was at Toronto, Doc. A lot of games were in my dome.
Night, yeah.
But it was at Toronto, okay, big old stack game, and they lost, okay. And then tonight, you go to Brooklyn, all right, and they lost again. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Doc. I believe I'm 99% sure I saw Indiana lose that game. But you have Halliburton tonight, 17 with 8 assists. Okay, 2 blocks, 2 steals. I do like that. Hallie, I see you. But 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. Dude, Hallie just is not Hallie on the road. And last year, he was better on the road than he was at home. So here we go, Doc. This is a trend we're going to be following all year. Like, at Brooklyn, you should be dropping the bomb on them, dude. He did not drop the bomb on Brooklyn tonight.
No, and I think when I looked at him, he was like 1 of 7, 1 of 6. Got off to a terrible start. Like, he's not playing well on the road. Benny Mathurin, 3 of 12, 8 points on the road. The Pacers are 9 and 14. This was a team that was really, really good. Really good. And they're just not that good this year. They're 2-11 on the road. And do you know why? Because Halliburton sucks on the road.
Dude, it's a betting trend at this point, isn't it? Unders on Halliburton on the road, fading the Pacers on the road. And we know, Doc, tell them, right? You're a low-key or high-key Pacer fan, hung up on whatever reference you want to, but the Fieldhouse is one of the best home environments in the NBA. The Fieldhouse gets cooking, okay? So they're going to have a good home record. You know what I mean? Even if it's a mediocre Indiana team, they're going to be pretty good at home. But on the road, dude, like this is – bro, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, Doc. Game one, right? I think it went to overtime. It was a close game with Boston, right? Like hanging in there with them. And they were right there. And they have really taken a huge step back. Injuries have been a key. But the fact that Halliburton's game is not traveling really is, like we talk about secret sauce, right? That's a positive thing. It's like the ugly underbelly of the Pacers. If you flip over the turtle and you tickle the turtle, right? Like it's Halliburton's substitute on the road. Like that's the real story of this team this year, isn't it?
No, it is. And Pacers fans were so happy with him after the trade with Sacramento. He came into Indy the first half of last year. He was a baller. People were texting me and be like, dude, you were right. Because I was like, oh, you guys are going to love Halliburton. Like he's going to be a monster. And now they're like, dude, what is happening? Like, what is going on? And it all goes back to like last year in the All-Star weekend. He lost the MVP to Damian Lillard, I think, and his back acted up. And now we're hearing about this chronic back thing, but that doesn't describe his play on the road versus his play at home. It just doesn't make any sense. It somewhat defies logic.
It really does. I can't play the he's out of shape card, Doc, because his numbers at home are absolutely fabulous, right? If his numbers were down at home and then really sucky on the road, okay, he's not in good shape. And I thought that was kind of it at the beginning of the season, but it's weird. Okay, so let's move on. We don't have an explanation right now why Halliburton completely sucks on the road. I do want to shout out Shake Milton. Again, deep league special. I talked about this in my waiver wire article on Sports Ethos Fantasy Basketball. That Shake Milton, again, deep league. We're talking 16, 18, 20, 30. All right. He's already on a team in a 30-team league, but tonight he went 15, 3, and 4, 2 steals, 1 3, 29 minutes. I've always been a Shake Milton guy. When Shake Milton gets 29 minutes, he's going to put up a fantasy-friendly line. Keep it in mind. It's a deep league special. Are you enjoying the show? Leave us a thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel. If you're on the podcast feed, subscribe and leave a 5-star review. We would greatly appreciate that. Doc, let's move on to Miami's thrashing of the Los Angeles Lakers. What do you got?
Ben Simmons, I'm just saying, 7 points, 7 boards, 9 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. He made all 3 of his shots. I'm just saying, if you're in a deep league and Ben Simmons is just sitting out there and you know he's going to play, throw him in your lineup. It's not going to hurt anything. Might help. 3 blocks.
You're my boy. You're my boy, right?
Dude, you know I can't stand Ben Simmons.
You're my boy,
I make
right?
fun of that guy all the time.
You and me go way back, right? We're boys, right? We're brothers, right? We're fam, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Bro, leave it alone, man. Leave it alone. Look, dude, Ben Simmons in the previous game, Doc. Ben Simmons in the previous game. I know he had the Draymond Green style triple single tonight, right? The 9, 7, and 7 or whatever it was. The previous game, he was PRA. Okay, he's a PRA guy. 0, 2, and 5. Pardon me. The previous game, 4, 7, and 8. The previous game, 14, 9, and 8. Okay, solid game. The previous game, 4, 3, and 5. The previous game, 2, 4, and 4. So I preface that and give you love and talk about fam and we're brothers and this kind of thing because I gotta take you deep Bryce Harper style, bro. Ben Simmons is not even close to my bro. If I'm air traffic control right now and I'm getting airplanes in and out of like LaGuardia, dude, he's not even on the radar right now. Oh, like he exists, he's breathing, he's a human on planet Earth. That's where I'm at with Ben Simmons, man. So you're my boy, dog, but I can't vibe with you on Ben Simmons, man.
Well, as my longtime viewers and readers know, I'm not a Ben Simmons guy. I'm just saying he had a hell of a stat line tonight.
He had a triple single. He had a triple double. Like he had a triple single, bro.
He had 2 steals and 3 blocks.
I'm giving you the Larry Brown double hand wave, dude. I'm on it right now. I gotta bring it up from time to time. Again, I got love for you, bro. I'm not trying to be that guy, but I gotta give you the Larry Brown double hand wave, dude.
No, I'll take it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Actually,
I'm not feeling Ben Simmons one bit. If he puts like 10 of these games together, I'll be like, okay, he's got my 10 of these games together. That's never gonna happen. Okay. All right, Doc. The Heat absolutely annihilated the Lakers tonight. We touched on this. LeBron was my Magic Man of the night, albeit as a loser. But Doc, Jimmy Butler actually played. Oh, the Lakers were in town. It was a big game. Red carpet, our rival. Jimmy Butler's there and he's playing, right? You get Jimmy Butler at home again, sacked on a Tuesday night. He ain't playing in that game, man. He's bored. He's too good for that game, okay? But Tyler Hero was the best player on the Miami Heat, even in a Jimmy Butler game. And that continues what I've been saying, man. Hero is their guy right now. I don't know if hierarchy and what actually will happen with Eric Spoelstra's deployment of his team will mirror that. That's where I'm at. Tyler Hero's gone above Jimmy Butler for me. And Doc, I want to sort of cap the Jaime Jaquez conversation, right? He had the big game the other night, 19 and 10, 3 assists. It was like 3 steals kind of thing, right? Good game. I'm a Jaime Jaquez guy. Send him back to waivers and don't be mad at us, okay? It was a dice roll. It was a dice roll contingent on Jimmy Butler playing or not. Terry Rozier came off the bench again tonight. Jaquez went back to the bench tonight. Rozier had a better game. And is Rozier rosterable? Not really. But Jaime Jaquez, just send him back to waiver. Okay. We rolled the dice. We wanted to see how it looked with the Jimmy Butler thing. Butler came back. Jaquez went to the bench. I think he played 19 minutes tonight. So just wanted to tie that up with a bow. Again, these pickups that we talk about, okay, it's important, like the lily pad hopping that we do, but don't fall in love with these guys. When Butler comes back and Jaquez goes to 19 minutes, send him back to waivers and move on to the next dude and just keep your life moving.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. I was hoping that Jaquez was going to stick in the starting lineup. Didn't happen.
Duncan Robinson is in his way.
I think I told people that Dalton Connect was going to bounce back in this one.
I did too.
What a bad game, dude.
Like, dude, I'm glad you went there. Are you cutting Dalton Connect right now?
It's been rough. It's been bad. So,
bye. Bye. I'm giving him the Kimbe finger wag. I'm sending him back to waivers. I'm giving him the no. He's a waiver guy to me right now.
I don't think I'm doing it yet.
Really?
As long as he's starting for this garbage team.
Bro, he's only playing like 20 minutes, though. It's not like he's a 30-minute a game guy.
He's not making shots. Shooter's going to shoot.
Let me go to your boy here. Let's talk about the back of this basketball card. It's an ugly read tonight.
It's ugly.
2 points.
It's ugly.
2 points, 2 rebounds, no threes in 22 minutes. The game before, no threes, 6 points, 3 rebounds, nothing else in 28 minutes. The game before, he played 30 minutes. He had 6 points, 1 3, 7 rebounds. Who cares? You're not looking for boards from Dalton Connect. Previous 2 games, he went 20-20 with goodies, okay? The previous 2 games, he sucked. The previous 5 games. That was that stretch, Doc, where he spiked and had the 37-point game when we were live oohing and awing about Dalton Knecht. He got a letter. He's one of the blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he's a rookie, right? And rookies are inconsistent. But if again, Doc, I'm not cutting him. If he played 22 minutes tonight, is that because they got beat 134-93? Will Knecht get back to 28-30? He's just too damn inconsistent for me, Doc. And when you hit me with what, and I've got Knecht on some leagues, Doc, and I held on to him going into this game tonight. And I'm not tripping like, screw you, Dalton Knecht. I don't really care. I'll win these games anyway. But it's always about maximizing every spot on your roster every single day of the league. That's how you dominate. And right now, that's not happening with Dalton Knecht. So when, tomorrow, when I refresh my my Yahoo lineups, and I make my daily moves on them, I'm going to be sending Dalton Knecht back to waivers.
I'm cool with that. I'm not done yet. I'm not done with him. I'm more concerned.
Is it one more game? Doc, is it one more game for Dalton Knecht? Or do you have another week for him of patience? Is it one more game?
Depends on the league. I'm in so many leagues where there's so many teams, 16, 20 teams. Those leagues, I'm keeping him. If it's a 12-team league and I can go get somebody like Jeremy Sohan off the waiver wire, I'm going to do it. So it just depends on the league. But now is the ultimate buy low moment on Anthony Davis, right? 3 of 14, 8 points in a nasty blowout.
Yeah, I mean, good luck with that. But I understand what you're saying, but good luck with that. I don't think people are just going to be like, yo, here's some Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? But you're right. If you want to pounce on him and load up with a nice 2-for-1, you're right. This would be a good time to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, you never know.
I mean, he's not coming off of 30 and 15 and 7 with 3 and 3, right? So make a little offer and see if you can get Anthony Davis. He is the legendary Dr. A, Hall of Famer. Steve Alexander, I'm Rick Kamla. We're Fantasy NBA Today, Ethos After Dark. Thank you for staying up late with us. 12:46 a.m. Eastern time, and we are cooking around here. Why? Because the Orlando Magic went to Philly and got a win. We're kind of into the Orlando thing over here. I'm 2 hours from Orlando, here in Largo, Florida. But, Doc, couple things on this game. And I want to vibe it out here. I'll just riff a little bit, and then I'll let you take it over here. Goga Bitadze lives. He didn't have a great stat line, but Goga has been injury prone, and he missed the previous game and came back. So, okay. Keep an eye on him, because tonight's line was a waiver wire line, 6-6 with 1 block and 1 steal, 21 minutes. But previous to him missing that game, he did not have waiver wire lines. They were absolute keep him on your roster lines. Keep an eye on Goga Bitadze. Good news that he is back, and he started alongside Wendell Carter Jr. Cole Anthony. I just got to get this off my chest. Cole Anthony deserves better than this. And I'm not mad at Jamal Mosley. Jamal Mosley is doing what he's got to do. He's going defense first. It's defense, defense, defense for Jamal Mosley. Anthony Black is a much better defensive player than Cole Anthony. All right. But Cole Anthony is a guy that can give you 10 to 13. He's a really good bench player in this league. And he's a guy that I believe deserves 25 minutes a game. That's how I perceive Cole Anthony. I happen to be a fan of his. And he's out of the rotation right now. Orlando needs to flip Cole Anthony at the deadline. Free Cole. Just a vibe I have. Okay, very random thought bubble vibe. And then, Doc, people need to know about Gershon Yabusele if they don't already. We've talked about him, but we got to keep hammering this, okay? He has a pickup line right now. Do not leave him on waivers right now, okay? He's not a streamer. I think he's north of that right now. Paul George missed tonight's game with left knee injury recovery. Eye roll, okay? Embiid obviously is going to miss every game the rest of the year. Andre Drummond is out indefinitely. Kyle Lowry was supposed to come back tonight, but then didn't, okay? But it's more about the bigs, Embiid and Drummond. Yabusele tonight, 15, 7, and 4, 1 steal, 2 threes, okay? You got to go pick up Gershon Yabusele. He is a thing right now, a legit thing.
Yeah, but as soon as Drummond, well, not Drummond. I'm not worried about Drummond. As soon as Embiid's back, you're going to not enjoy Yabusele, probably. But right now, with Joel Embiid on a milk carton I think you pick up the dancing bear and let him rip. And I can't believe you went through that whole spiel and didn't mention your boy Jared McCain.
I just worked with Antonio Daniels on NBA radio, and he always accused me of eating all of the meat off the chicken bone. So I try not to do that. So I left that for you. Talk to us about McCain.
Hey, you can talk way better than I can at this point. You should eat all the meat off the bone that you want to. Jared McCain, 10 of 17, 24 points, 7 boards, 3 assists. We all saw it coming from a mile away the second they told us Paul George was not going to play in this game. Whatever, Paul George. Jonathan Isaac, particularly active. 14 points, 2 steals, 2 blocks in 15 minutes, 2 threes. I'm not buying it for a second. I'd almost rather have Ben Simmons. But they remind me of the same.
Are you serious right now? Did you
15, 20 minutes a game? You just can't trust either one of them. Whatever. And what up with how does Wendell Carter?
Simmons guy. If you were a Ben Simmons guy, like you said, I'm not a Ben Simmons guy. You keep bringing him up. This is very counterintuitive.
Wendell Carter, how do you play 32 minutes, foul out, score 2 points with 6 boards?
Because he's the Andrew Nebhart of big men. Dude, again, who plays more minutes with a worse stat line? I tell you what, do you remember Tayshaun Prince back in the day, Doc? I mean, of course you do, right? Do you remember Tayshaun Prince's stat lines?
Yeah.
Were you hot on him in fantasy basketball back in the 2000s, Doc?
Not really, no.
He was a terrible fantasy player, but guess what, folks?
He reminds me of your boy and reality TV star Eric Snow.
Yes.
35
Great defensive player.
35 minutes, 4
and
points.
A big minute guy. I mean, dude, Tayshaun Prince was a championship player, okay? Championship level role player, but it just wasn't happening in fantasy. Nick Batum has been a little bit that way, like just a really solid player, but to me, the fantasy has never really matched his value in reality. All right, thought bubble over. We reel it back in here. This is why we told you guys not to drop Jared McCain. And look, I have maybe the itchiest trigger finger in the history of fantasy sports. I lead every league I'm in transactions. Every league I'm in. Baseball leagues, football leagues, basketball leagues, and I'm in hockey as well. And Doc, I'm rolling in hockey this year. I got a 5-2. I got a 4-2. Okay. I lead my league in pickups. I'm always using, whether it's 7. I know Yahoo's gone down to 4. And I don't like that. Yahoo, it should be 1 a day. All right, I'll leave it at that. But it's 4, so you got to be more choosy. I don't want to be choosy. I want to be able to just pick up a goalie. I want to be able to pick up a guy that's going to give me 10 points and 2 threes. Okay, but you got to be more choosy now with only 4. But this is why we tell you sometimes, hold a guy. Let it breathe. I mean, we didn't know that Paul George was going to miss this game with another bullshit injury or rest, but he did. And this is why you hang in there. Now, the Quentin Grimes thing, okay, like we were waiting on Klay Thompson's back now. Kyrie's back. Luka's back. Okay, it looks like maybe you can safely send Quentin Grimes back to waivers, but you got to see it. You got to play it out, especially when these guys, Grimes and McCain, are popping with some really, really big games and showing you the talent that they have. If you guys have questions, join the Sports Ethos Discord link. It is in the show notes. We will answer your questions live tomorrow at 11:45 p.m. Eastern. Again, Thursday night, which is later on today. All right. But Thursday night, we are back again. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, me and Doc late night with y'all. But tomorrow night, Thursday night, will be 11:45 p.m. Eastern time. Doc, let's get into the Atlanta Hawks and the Milwaukee Bucks here as we continue to run down our recap of Wednesday night's games. I want you to go first here. I'm not even going to take you in any direction at all. The Hawks got, a huge victory, obviously, at Milwaukee. Take it from there, brother.
Super balanced performance from the Hawks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in double figures. Capella wasn't one of them, but he had 17 rebounds. Jalen Johnson, 23, 13, and 5. 2 steals, a block. love the Jalen's.
Dude.
The Jalen's are so fun. Like, is there a more fun fantasy player to have on your team than Jalen Johnson or Jalen Williams? Like, I love them so much. Dyson Daniels fouled out. The first Hawk to foul out in the game this year. I had him over 10.5 points. He needed one bucket in the fourth quarter. Never happened. Fouled out. That was painful, but great win for the Hawks. They're 12-11. DeAndre Hunter, Bogey Bogdanovich, they just keep going. Onyeka Okongwu, solid. Like, there's so many Hawks you can have on your roster. Like, they're all good. Risa Shea, didn't mention him. He scored in double figures. Giannis was fine. Damian Lillard was fine, but there was no pop from Milwaukee tonight. They were at home. They should have waxed the Hawks. They didn't. They just got beat. Your guy, Doc Rivers, I don't think it's working.
Didn't they win 7 in a row coming into this game though?
They did. You're right.
Like Doc has this thing. I think Doc has the train on the tracks with this team. And again, Doc, I'm always like, I'm not trying to like create a mosh pit here. It's just my vibe on it. Like, the way I look at this game, Doc, it's not a sort of down on Milwaukee thing. It's the Hawks got my attention tonight, Doc. The Hawks went from, okay, it's cute, it's cuddly, it's fantasy friendly, but you're the Hawks and you're going to be in the play-in tournament. Now what? The Hawks just went to a red-hot Milwaukee team with a core MVP candidate and another guy who is having an even better stat line than Damian Lillard, and they buzzed on him. As you said, with an incredibly balanced performance, like with 8 guys humming and playing and in sync. And the Hawks have been winning a lot of games recently, Doc. Talk to the Cleveland Cavaliers, okay? Right? They just buzz-killed the Cavaliers. So, to me, the Hawks have gone from dangerous, and that's what I was saying a week ago, like they're dangerous, right? They'll pop and win a game that you don't expect them to win, and like the good teams in the league really need to look out for the Hawks. Like, don't sleep that night or the Hawks are going to come and get you. They, to me, Doc, have gone from dangerous to a factor. And like, I think they're like, how many teams are over 500 in the Eastern Conference right now? What is it? 5? They're one of them. But Doc, you look at this. Risa Shea had a streak-busting game. He had 4 straight games with 1-1-1, block, steals, and threes. He had no steals and no blocks tonight, but he did score double figures. Jalen Johnson, Doc gave you the line. It's like opening a Christmas present every night when you watch the game and or look at the box score. I love my boy Capella because it just all y'all faded him. I got Capella super late. I have him in a million leagues, and he's not great. He's just solid. 8 and 17 and all the stuff Doc talked about. And then all of these bench guys, right? Bogey hit tonight. Hunter hit tonight. Okongwu hit tonight. And so you're talking about a really rock-solid 8-man rotation, and Quinn Snyder's doing a good job of not going to man 9 and 10. He's basically staying with this 8-man rotation. Buffkin played 13 tonight, but he's very much on the fringe of the rotation. I think the Hawks got something cooking here, Doc. I really do. I'm not sending them to the East Finals. I'm not trying to get too crazy here. They've won 5 games in a row, though. Okay, 5 in a row. They're over 500, and they really, really got my attention tonight. If it's a home win over Milwaukee, I'm not saying all this stuff. They went up and buzzkilled the Milwaukee Bucks in their crib, and I just think that's noteworthy. Like, it's just, it's a reality kind of thing in conversation, but it's also fantasy because like Dyson Daniels didn't have a great line tonight, but he did have 3 steals and a 3, 9 points and 6 assists. And then on the Milwaukee side, Doc, and how many times do you look at a Milwaukee Bucks box score and you see Giannis with a massive line, and you see Damian Lillard with a goodie line, and you see nothing else?
There's nothing.
Bobby Portis tonight, Doc. 6 and 5, 2 steals, no threes, 18 minutes. Bobby Portis freaking sucked tonight. And Bobby Portis is my guy, by the way. Bobby, I love you, okay? But like nobody else did anything on this basketball team, Doc. Their lack of depth is alarming. Chris Middleton, you want to talk about a milk carton, Doc? Is Chris Middleton in a crate on a dinghy in the middle of the Pacific? Where is he, bro?
I think he practiced. I think he's like on his way back, but
I don't believe it. I don't
watched
believe it.
I watched this whole game, dude. And AJ Green is just out there chucking up threes. He was 2 of 11 from the floor, 2 of 11 from downtown. Like, that's all he does.
Let
It's
it
just
fly, young man.
off balance fadeaway threes. And I'm just like, what are we doing out here? Like, I don't understand how the Bucks won 7 games in a row. I guess that's what I'm getting at. Like, this team is just, it's 2 guys plus Brooke Lopez and Gary Trent occasionally, and Bobby Portis.
Lopez was really good. The last 2 games have been weird. The last 2 games have been really light from Brooke Lopez. But his overall value on Basketball Monster, Doc, is still very, very good. Brooke Lopez, I think I looked at it last night. He was like 35. Where's our guy, Brooke Lopez? 28. And he's had a couple of duds in a row. He's at 28 right now in Basketball Monster value. 12 points, 2 threes, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.2 steals, 2.4 threes. And Doc loaded up on Brooke Lopez. Why? Round 7, round 8, round 9. You need a big. You go take him. He brings you the goodies. Nobody else. Dude, Doc, I think you and I were the only cats on Brooke Lopez this year in the entire world.
While we're talking about that, how about Giannis getting to the free throw line 26 times? He made 15. Devastating. If you have Giannis,
it's so devastating. You and these percentages, you know, you have that conversation. You could be talking Trump against Kamala right now. I'm going to dip out because, like, I don't care about the political thing at all, and I don't care about percentages. So you go have this conversation with the people. I'm going to just sit over here.
I'm saying if you're losing your weekly head-to-head league because you're getting smoked in free throws every week, it's because Giannis had 1 game where he hit like 18 out of 19 or something ridiculous. He sucks. But my boy Bob Rathman, friend of the show, tonight was like, he was like, you know what? If Giannis would have hit maybe 22 instead of 15 free throws, this would have been a game. Like the Bucks could have won the game at the end, but they couldn't because Giannis just kept going to the line and throwing up bricks after bouncing the ball for about 34 seconds.
Some Giannis shade here from the great Dr. A, Steve Alexander, FSWA.
At least he played in the back-to-back. At least he played in the back-to-back.
Good point, because we were wondering last night, is Giannis even going to play in this game? And he did have a pretty fat stat line, 31, 11, and 5. Like, that's literally his stat line. Like, LeBron is 27, 7, and 7, right, for his career. He's never hit that stat line in a game, which is the stupidest statistic of all time. Actually, the stupidest statistic of all time is that Will Chamberlain never fouled out of a game. Like, that one is like, shut up. Like, that doesn't even make sense. But Giannis his average line right now is 31, 11, and 5, and that's what he had tonight. All right. All right, Doc, so let's move on here. One more game to recap for the people. And the Minnesota Timberwolves went into LA tonight and flexed on them Clippers. And Steve Ballmer was like, and he was like, yeah, let's reel it in. Let's reel it on in. Reel it on in, dude. Reel it on in.
He got on his phone at halftime. He's like, will somebody pull my limo to the front? I'm
right.
Deuces.
I can't bear to watch this. My team sucks. Dude, look, another dud from Anthony Edwards. What's going on here?
Dude,
I mean, look, it's a
14.
blowout, so I don't know if we're gonna find a whole lot of fantasy ramifications here, but again, and they just cooked LA the other night. Anthony Edwards had 8 points, right? He had 16 tonight. He did have 4 threes and 4 steals. Thank you, Ant-Man, but he was 5 of 14. And like we said the other day, he's having a weird year. He's having Anthony Edwards just to be a savage every single night, and that's not the case.
If you just go through Anthony's game log, his shooting is horrific, which I know you don't care about percentages, but if you had Anthony Edwards on your team, you do, because he's not shooting the ball well at all. Speaking of that, James Harden, 1 of 10, 5 points. Come on, man. Amir Coffee
Dude,
and Derek Jones Jr. That's it.
Bro,
That's
we
it.
called
That's all
it. We called this last night. We called this last night. I said James Harden's going to have Jaden McDaniels on him and Anthony Edwards on him and Nickeil Alexander-Walker on him. And what did you say to the people?
I said, you're right.
You are such a ball buster. This freaking guy. You said that
I don't remember what I said. That was like
good point.
24 hours
I don't
ago.
freaking either. Okay, but we talked about fading James Harden tonight, and you co-signed that. You were like, yeah, like let's go under on PRAs on like DraftKings and stuff like that because Harden's a beast and he's having a great year statistically, but these guys, dude, Minnesota has. Think about it. You got Ant-Man and Jaden McDaniels. Like New Orleans has DeJounte Murray and Herb Jones when healthy, right? Like those dudes are murder. Your offensive dynamo is not going to get his numbers against those two guys. And so you got to look at Minnesota that way and fade guys that play against the buzzsaw that is Ant-Man and Jaden McDaniels because they're phenomenal defensively. And Jaden McDaniels, by the way, he was hot for a minute, Doc. Remember, I was chirping about him and streaming him and stuff like that. His stats have gone, whoop, they have dipped significantly.
Well, it's time to make an offer on James Harden, just like it is with Anthony Davis. Throw something stupid out there, see what happens. Because, a guy that's only played fantasy hoops for 1 or 2 years is going to be like, man, James Harden killed me tonight. You're telling me I can get Tyrese Maxey for him? Let's do it. I don't know. All this tells me is that my Clippers can't live without Norm Powell, just like I can.
Let's play this game for a minute, Doc. Would you, who would you rather have rest of season, Derek White or James Harden?
James Harden. It's close.
I'm going James Harden because Derek White, what really pops his value, Doc, is 3.8 threes. 3.8 threes. That's a massive number. But he's 18, 5 and 5. Like Harden's winning there. Derek White's at 1.8 stocks, which isn't really elite. The 3.8 threes, and he's very efficient, right? And Harden has not been efficient.
How many threes is Harden hitting?
Harden is at 2.8. So White's got him by 1 3-ball a game.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm going Harden too, by the way. I'm going Harden too, especially because the Clippers are kind of like good, and they're going to be playing tournament. They're going to be playing huge games in March and April, and Harden's going to be having big old stat lines, even if Kawhi Leonard, and I stress if Kawhi Leonard comes back.
So are you offered Derek White? Offered Derek White for James Harden. See what happens.
There you go. How about, would you trade away Dyson Daniels, who's 22nd in basketball monster value, for James Harden, who's 23rd in basketball monster value? They're literally right next to each other. Would you trade away Dyson Daniels to get into James Harden?
You know what? I don't like it, but I think I would, because the Hawks are starting to roll everybody. DeAndre Hunter, tons of minutes. Bogey Bogdanovich, tons of minutes. Kongwu, Capella, Jalen, Trey. They're playing. Kobe Buffkin is playing meaningful minutes for that team. Like, they're playing everybody. I love Dyson Daniels. I'm not suggesting anybody trade Dyson Daniels, but if I can get James Harden for Dyson Daniels, I'm doing it.
All right, let's play this game a little bit farther. I agree. I'm trading away Dyson Daniels to get into some James Harden, and I like to kind of stay like small for small. Is anybody else popping out here? They are not. Nah, they are not. Because okay, one more, Doc. One more. Who would you rather have rest of the season, James Harden or Tyrese Halliburton? Oh, it just got real in here.
Nah, man. I'm going James Harden.
I thought when you said nah, man, I thought you were going to play the Halliburton card right there.
I'm all in on the Clippers. You know that. I'm a homer right now. You know how you can say
and also objective because you're trying to win fantasy here. You're not just fanboy with pom-poms, right? So
well, that's true, but I have James Harden on so many teams because I got the stupid 10th pick in every friggin' draft.
right.
So I have Anthony Davis or James Harden on almost all my teams.
I cannot believe I'm saying this on December 5th, but I would rather have James Harden rest of season than Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton managers, if you want to right now offer up a 1-for-1 Halliburton to get Harden on your team, we are co-signing that move right now. I can't believe we're here, but let's go through the stat line. Harden's at 21.6, Halliburton's at 17.6. Harden's at 2.8 threes, Halliburton's at 2.9 threes. Harden's at 6.8 rebounds, Halliburton's at 3.4. Harden doubles him in that category. Halliburton's at 8.4 assists. James Harden is at 8.5 assists. Halliburton's at 1.3 steals. Harden is at 1.6 steals. Halliburton's at half a block. Harden's at 0.7 blocks. Okay, Harden's efficiency sucks. He's 38% from the field, and I don't care about that. But as we compare these two, Halliburton's at 41%, and Allen Iverson-esque 41%. Okay, so like 38%, 41%, they both suck from the field. All right. James Harden is 23rd in basketball monster value right now. Halliburton is 34. And Harden's line to me is completely sustainable. I think it's even going to get better. Like, I don't see him shooting 38% for the year. I actually think he might take that up and then score from 21.6 up to maybe 23.9, right? I just don't see the upside with Halliburton right now, dude. We've been waiting on this since Halloween, okay? It's December freaking 5th. There's snow in the air. There's Lexus ads with the bow on top. And you've got Santa gathering up to go in the air with his sleigh and give out all the goodies and all the presents. And freaking Tyrese Halliburton is still half a dude. Okay. I'm going James Harden.
There's Lexus ads with the bow, a Christmas to remember.
That was like it's that time of year. Dashing through the snow with a one-horse open sleigh. I mean,
your DVR is set to
are you in the zone? Are you in the Christmas zone right now? Are you a Scrooge like me? Talk to me. Do you have Christmas socks on right now? Is that what you're trying to show me? You have Christmas slippers on right now. And it's December 5th. Oh, those shoes.
Shoes / slippers / clogs.
So did Casey just buy those for you, or have you had them for several Christmases and you pull them out when the calendar hits December? Talk to us about those shoes.
I was in the store. It was on display this like a month and a half ago. And I was like, those look so easy to slide in and out of. They're hey dudes. I don't have to bend over and tie anything. I can wear them inside. I can wear them outside. Like, it's a perfect shoe. It's the absolute perfect shoe. That they're Christmassy. I started wearing them over at Johnny B's. People are like, what are you doing, dude? It's like not even Thanksgiving yet. I'm like, I don't care. These are comfortable. And I didn't have to bend over to put them on like you did.
And that's what it comes down to. That's what really matters here. Doc, you're the absolute best, man. We're just a couple of weirdos, Doc. It's 1:12 a.m. Eastern time. We're up talking fantasy basketball.
We covered all the games.
We're talking about your hey dudes. And that's what happens. A tear is coming down right here, bro. A tear is coming down. It's not sadness. I'm not. I'm laughing. I'm laughing with my boy.
You know what, Rick? It's almost time for Santa Doc and Santa Cam to make their appearance.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Kamla Claus over here. And what's your handle? I'm Kamla Claus. What's your handle?
I'm Santa Doc, but I gotta find a hat.
Freaking love it, dude. I love it. It fits too, because I took one side and you took the other side. That works. That works. Yeah. We didn't even have to spend a whole lot of time on it. We did not have to have a boardroom meeting with Andre Lamouche about this.
We've had no meetings. We don't ever meet. We just show up and do this.
That's what me and the radio show that I used to do in Atlanta. They used to want us to have all these meetings, and we had a pre-show meeting and a post-show meeting. We're like, can we just do a radio show? Can we just do the show, please? Like when we're all together, sparks fly, magic happens. Can we just do the show? Can we just no? They didn't let us do. Dude, meetings, okay? We both prep. We come together. It's radio serendipity, or should I say podcast serendipity, and the magic happens, man. That's it. That's it.
Right.
Doc, we're out of time, dude. We got nothing else to talk about to the people. Anything that you want to tout here? A podcast coming up with the great Aaron Brewski. You got an article going on? What's going on? Talk to the people.
No, I'm going to be here tomorrow night. Same time, same place. What time we go tomorrow? Like 11:45?
11:45. We are live tomorrow night. And it's already Thursday, okay? So let's say Thursday night. Thursday night, 11:45. Right here's the Sports Ethos Fantasy Basketball platform. We'll be tweeting all this stuff out at Rick Kamla Sports, at Dr. A. It's at Doctora, if you want to sort of phonetically find him out there. But yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. Let's go. Bye.
That's what's up. All right, Doc. Great night. You the man.
Thank you, Bet Online. Shout out to Bet Online.
Big thanks to our great producer, Andre Lemouche. And I do want to encourage you guys to subscribe to the podcast feed and the Sports Ethos YouTube channel. If you're watching live, leave a thumbs up. And as Doc said, this episode was proudly presented by our great friends at Bet Online. We will see you Thursday night at 11:45 p.m. Peace out.